Hello friends, welcome to this gentle lower body stretch. We are going to be opening the hips, the inner thighs, the hamstrings, the calves. Really wonderful stretches to help you release tension and stored emotions. When you're ready, find yourself a comfortable seated position. You might like to grab some props such as blocks or a bolster if that helps you facilitate a greater state of ease, although totally optional. And we'll get started today in revolved head to knee pose, Upavistha Konasana. Keeping the right leg crossed to the midline, we'll extend our left leg out on an angle. Foot is flexed, toes and kneecap facing skywards. Begin to lower the left forearm down on the inner seam of that left leg, extending the right arm up overhead, finding a side body stretch. Exhale back to center. And again, flowing at your own rhythm. If you'd like to stay upright, that is perfectly okay. Know that this is your practice. And just tuning into any sensations, perhaps regions of tightness, stress that you might be feeling in the body. And if you'd like, we'll stay down and hold, maybe touching the right fingertips to the left toes, really working on keeping those shoulders opened so that we're broadening across the heart space. Finding slow and gradual breaths, working on keeping that right hip grounded to the surface beneath you. One more breath. Exhale, gently release, come to center, and we'll cross the left leg in and take this stretch on the other side, extending the right leg out, taking any adjustments. When you're ready, lowering the right arm to the inner side of that right leg, extending the left arm overhead, flowing in and out of this pose a few times. And being mindful to keep a slight activation in the lower abdomen so that we are protecting our back in this posture. This is a wonderful way to stretch the QL region, the quadratus lumbar, which can get particularly tight for any of us who are spending large portions of the day in a sedentary position. So be gentle with yourself. Appreciating that with any observation of confronting sensations, you are afforded the opportunity to make some changes in your lifestyle. Exhale back to center, and we'll take a wide-legged forward fold, extending the left leg out, keeping both feet flexed, really working on drawing the knees behind you, and we'll hinge from the hips, lowering down, really engaging the glutes, engaging the legs, coming back upright, and once more, hinging forward, keeping the heart space opened, arms are extended, unclenching the jaw. One more breath, back to center. And again, seeing if you can tilt a little further, feeling a lovely stretch and opening along the adductors, the hamstrings, and we'll place the palms down on the surface in front of us. If you have blocks available, you might like to place one hand on either block, playing around with the height. And for a tricep stretch, you might like to place your triceps on the blocks, join your palms together behind your head, and allow your heart to melt forward. If this is too intense, another variation could be to place a block or a bolster between your belly and the surface beneath you, and one around your head so that you can rest your forehead on it. You might like to turn the palms facing up, finding a variation that works for you. Melting into the posture. We'll be here for about the next 6 to 7 breaths. So really allow yourself to tune into this moment. And if you notice the mind beginning to wander, simply guide yourself to the inhalations and the exhalations. Slowly beginning to work your way out of the posture, coming to an upright seated position. If you were using props, we'll place those to the side, bending the knees. From here, we're going to set up for frog pose. This can be quite a demanding posture, so if you would prefer to rest in bound angle or child's pose, it's entirely up to you. If you'd like to join us, use your palms for support as you keep the knees flexed, guiding your inner thighs down to the mat, keeping the knees in line with the hips. The ankles are in line with the knees. Toes are facing to the outer edges of the mat. And you might like to place some blocks under your belly here so that you can really stay upright and find a gentle variation of this inner thigh stretch. You might like to rest on your forearms, maybe placing a block under your forehead. You might like to shift the hips forwards and backwards a few times, being gentle. And we really want to get the groin, the pubic bone, the inner thighs onto the mat without shifting the position of the pelvis. So we don't want to be arching the spine. We want to keep everything neutral. Core is engaged. Soften the muscles of the face. And breathe into any regions of the body where you're beginning to feel sensation. A few more breaths. Well done. That can be a really challenging pose, so mindfully guiding yourself to a seated position. We are going to come into bound angle, Baddha Konasana. Knees are flexed, soles of the feet are joined together. You might like to have your heels in close to the groin or have your legs in more of a diamond shape. It's up to you. Finding a hand gesture that enables you to find length through the back of the spine. You might like to find a slight tuck of the chin. Broaden across the heart space. Feeling a wonderful release along the inner thighs, the hips. Mindfully allowing the shoulders to drop down away from the ears. I invite you to stay in Baddha Konasana for as long as you like. When you're ready, we'll inhale, extend our arms overhead, join the palms together. Exhale, lower the palms to the third eye center, acknowledging the courage that you embodied showing up today. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.